All right. I'd like to call the meeting to order in a timely manner. So, and we thought Mary C. was on her way here, but I'm not sure where she is.
Good.
But we have a quorum,
Yep.
I believe. So, welcome everybody. Are you all awake? I'm thinking most of us need a nap after that wonderful luncheon that the Friends just put on for volunteers.
Very nice.
It was wonderful, and thank you, ladies, and the rest of your group. It was very, very nice. Here she is.
I went to
So-
the drugstore for my husband. So I-
We're on, we've started our meeting,
Okay.
okay? Thank you. So, just a reminder, as always, this is an open meeting, and we will adhere to the open meeting laws as such. And we're up to announcements. So, welcome, Nancy. We just thanked the Friends. That was a wonderful luncheon. So, it was very nice. Very, very nice. Very sociable and very pleasant, and the food was wonderful, as always there.
The service was pretty great, too.
The service,
Yeah.
they
Very
always,
good.
you know, they are good. That's about all you can say.
Liz needs a nap.
I need a nap.
Got my coffee.
So, all right, announcements. Do any of the board members have any announcements to make? No?
Third Thursday? But it's
Yeah,
already
it's on the menu.
It's on the
On
menu.
the menu.
It is on the menu.
You can see where where my head is. On the agenda, sorry. I have one announcement, and that is only that Jamie Cruz at Springdale Farm has started her program again this year for seniors. And that program is that you can go to her stand on Great Road on Tuesdays. It has to be Tuesday. And she has a program where you pay $14 for a bag of produce that she selects, essentially. And she guarantees it's $20 value each week. And this year she has another little way of doing things, and she has a card that she'll give you, but do go, and I won't go into all the details right now. Just go, talk to her, learn about it. It's a wonderful opportunity to get fresh produce all summer. So, yes,
Also,
Mary.
she puts stuff out every week on what she's gonna be having for that week on the internet.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's what they told me when I was there last week, so.
Wow. But people, viewers, please do go, and Jamie's wonderful. And you get wonderful things in your packet every week, so.
Yeah.
I just would, I know last year she ran it for the first time. She's improved, made some changes to it. And last year, by the end of the year, it was so popular, I went one day on a Tuesday, like in 2:30 in the afternoon, and she was all out of it, everything.
Wow.
Because so many people had come. So, yes, Nancy?
We had a request, I believe, from Liz regarding this, and we did give Liz 4 passes to this
That's right.
for people in need.
We the Friends.
We the
The
Friends.
Friends.
Just maybe you can reiterate that because she didn't come up to the microphone. I'm
Oh,
not sure if
sure.
people could hear her.
So the Friends of the Council on Aging donated 4 cards from Springdale to our outreach department so we can give fresh produce to families, elders in need.
Nice.
Great.
So, very thoughtful, very nice, yep. Other than that, I don't have any announcements. Do you have any?
I just have
No,
one. The First Unitarian Church here in Littleton asked me to come speak at one of their services and educate their community about what TRED is, our tax relief for the elderly and disabled. So they asked me to come tell them about TRED, and what they did was what they call pass the plate. So after I gave them information about TRED, they passed around a donation plate, and we collected about $850 in donations for our TRED program.
Oh, my goodness, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you,
So thank
Unitarian
you.
Church,
Yes.
wow.
I was shocked. I was really, really shocked
Oh,
at
that
how
was-
much and how generous
What a wonderful idea. We'll
Yeah.
have to share that around town. with
Yeah,
other
I guess every-
churches. Yes, that's right.
Every month, they pick a different charitable organization to come share information, and then they pass the plate.
Well, that is
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Wonderful. Great.
Yeah.
That's a wonderful announcement. That's really good.
Good news for Tread.
Yes. All right. Any other announcements? Lots of great things. I think maybe we should actually start this meeting by saying thank you to the townspeople that attended town meeting and supported having $3 million put into a stabilization fund specifically for a senior center. So we are grateful to everyone who did that. It's a very exciting. It is. I see everybody nodding here. And it is. It's just a wonderful, wonderful thing that happened last week. So we have a lot more to do. So stay tuned because, we can be supporting additional things. And part of that is waiting for some of the information, which we'll get to down later on in our meeting. But anyway, thank you all. So, all right. I don't know how I almost missed that one. So it was such the
It
biggest
feels
thing.
like
is-
so long ago.
It does feel like a long time ago, and it was only a week ago tonight. But it was such a big thing, and everybody was so thrilled. So. All right. One more chance. Anything else? I don't think I can think of anything either. So. All right, we'll move on to accepting the minutes of the April 8th meeting. And I have one correction I'd like to make, just a modification a little bit. Under 6, number 6, Bob, and people, where, the last sentence in number 6, it's talking about the Town Building and Space Needs Analysis Working Group.
Yep.
All right, the last sentence, it says, they will look this building as a 3-building campus without the library, and DCU is their primary concern, and that's not quite right. So I'd like to take that sentence out and substitute it with, they have been instructed, referring to the architectural people, the architects,
Oh, wait a minute. Instructed,
to
go ahead.
focus on 33 Shattuck Street and 255 Great Road first. Okay. Any other corrections?
So as it's written, can you just ask him to read it when he's done writing it? So
Oh.
I can hear it all at once.
Okay. Can you read the paragraph?
Oh, just the last sentence.
Just the
I-
last sentence, Bob, can you read it back to,
Yeah, it's, they have been instructed to focus on 33 Shattuck Street and 55 Great Road first.
255?
255 Great Road first.
Okay, thank you.
And that's what has happened, and that's an agenda item we'll get down to later on in our meeting. Okay. Any other corrections or additions or? No? Okay.
I move the minutes be accepted as corrected
Second.
or as amended.
Thank you. Okay.
I second that.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded that we accept the minutes as amended. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. All right. Friends, our wonderful Friends group. Please.
Did you bring any dessert?
No dessert.
You have a copy of their, I just want to make one clarification here too. You have a copy of the Friends report from their April 3rd meeting in your packet. There are some additional corrections they will be making though, so just, you'll hear about those next month. So they were a little concerned about that, so just I don't know what they are specifically, but just keep that in mind, if you would. Thank you. Is that good? Okay. Okay. Welcome, Barbara.
Okay. Thank you for having us, and the Friends also want to thank the town for the money towards a senior center. We're happy that there was such a good response, and also still feel that there needs to be education towards why this is important to us. And I mean, a lot of people understand that, but there's still some who can't understand why we would want a senior center. They'll find out one day.
We're gonna keep at it. We're gonna
Right.
keep
But I
spreading
mean,
the
they'll
word.
find out for themselves one day too.
Oh, yes, yeah.
So I don't have a whole lot to say, surprise. But I do want to say that the Friends have finished up our wonderful schedule for this season, and we're starting already on the one for next season. In between, we're hoping to have a fashion show in June. It would be end. I haven't got a date for it yet, but people seem to enjoy that, so we decided to go ahead and have it after all. And so, again, just thank you, and we hope to continue doing things that everyone enjoys and supporting Liz and the Council on Aging and outreach for maybe the next 50 years.
At least.
At
At
least.
least. So,
But we'll warn people, if you see us at any meetings, we might do what the Unitarian Church did, pass the cup around. That was good.
yeah.
And
Great
thank you
idea.
to them. So
Yeah.
I'll let Nancy take over because I'm sure she has a long list that she wants to talk about. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Barbara.
Barbara is not usually wrong, but she's wrong now. I do not have a long list.
Oh, wow, I know. Gee.
The intergenerational programs are done for now. Must be starting again, probably in September. And everything has been going so well with them. We have a little secret for the third graders that I can't tell you because it's a secret. And if they're watching with their families, they'll know what it is. I'll tell you the next time. And everything has been going well. The town meeting was quite an emotional event for me and for others for all the work that has been put in. And to have a unanimous vote by the people was overwhelming. But our work, as Marge said and Barbara, is just beginning. The education of the people needs to continue. And we can't wait, you know, we might want to take a little time off, but maybe a day and a half is enough where we need to get started again. So we appreciate it all, and we'll continue the job because it's not done until it's done.
That's right.
May I ask a question? The books for the third grade, is it for the third graders at the school that you would need? Because I'm house cleaning, and I didn't know what year you wanted books.
Well, you could, any books at all that you had, if we can't use them, we'll certainly give them to the library.
I'm going to do that, but I wanted to save for the children.
That's fine, thank you. Yes.
What?
It could be kindergarten, it could be 1st to 6th grade.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'll leave them in the library and let you know when I do, our thrift shop,
Okay, all
and
right.
let you know.
Actually, it could go through high school. I'm not sure what their reading level is. They're assigned books anyway to read.
Uh-huh.
So I'm not sure about the age limit that you might be looking for. But you could you could bring anything you want to the thrift shop, and I'll go through them, and then I will decide, and what I feel won't be used, give to the library. All right, thank you, Mary.
Thank you, Nancy.
No cookies today?
No cookies.
All right. This feels like we're moving along rather quickly, and this is a good thing, I think. I know, huh? Thank you both, Barbara and Dottie, who does a lot of the work over there too with the Friends. Yes. Thank you, Bob. All right. Moving on to old business. Update on the town building and space needs analysis work working group, and essentially, I have nothing to report. We still have not had a meeting. The architects are still working, and I'm sure as soon as there is something to report, we will be summoned, the subgroup anyway, probably. So, it's in the works, but they have been instructed to look at 33 Shattuck Street, this building, and 255 Great Road first, and figure things out. I know they've been around. Have they come around yet to meet with people? No. So I'm not too sure where that's going, and I have not had any feedback myself as a member of the group, so. But I'm sure we'll be hearing something fairly soon because it's been a while. Barbara, you wanted
Well,
to
that's
say
what I
something?
was curious about, if they had met with anybody yet.
No.
Or been around, and
Nope.
do you know who they are?
Yeah, we know who they are. I haven't
Good.
seen them, but I've not met them. But we have our OPM and he's working with them. He's in charge.
Good,
Yeah.
good.
So,
We got an idea of how much things might cost,
Yeah.
but
Well,
not the specifics yet.
No, that's okay. I didn't want to know that. I just wanted to know if they started.
right, because a lot is hinging on, what they come up with.
Yeah.
And then we might have a better sense of what we need to be continuing to do as far as space goes. So that's kind of where, and I know the town has put money into this, and they even in the budget, if you were at town meeting, you notice that this group has been allocated some additional funds for this year to continue their work, so. It's an important town group. There are many stakeholders involved, so. And that's about all I can give you. So. And that moves us right along into new business. And the first item on the agenda is appointing a nominating committee. Our rules and regulations state that the chair will appoint a nominating committee to nominate the officers for the next year and to be elected in June. However, and I just want to explain a couple of things. Bob has notified me that he would like to step down from being the secretary. How many years, Bob? Many years. And you know what? We need to thank Bob. He has done a huge job, and I know he's been secretary ever since I've been involved, which is like 7 years now, I think, something like that. And I know he was doing it well before then, so he would like to step down from that responsibility. Having said that, and Liz and I have talked about it, and we have the opportunity of having Sue Raymond, who is
Administrative assistant.
Liz's administrative assistant. She has been offered to us to take our minutes. And I said to Liz, I didn't think anybody would mind because it's not a favorite job of people's. If that is something the board would like to consider, then we need to think about our rules and regs though, because our rules and regulations state right in here, I brought them so I could be accurate here, that under Article 6, officers of the COA, the officers of the COA shall consist of a chairperson, vice chairperson, and a secretary. So we would need to amend our rules and regulations and eliminate the officer job of secretary. And that would affect the nominating committee. This is why I'm raising this now. It would affect, the nominating committee would only be looking to nominate a chair and a vice chair if we took a vote to eliminate the secretary's position. So I open it up for discussion for you. Do you all understand what I'm saying? Okay.
Yeah, so it sounds like there's two ways to go. You would either, maybe 2 ways to go. So we make an amendment to that, which makes it permanent until you amend it again.
Correct?
Or you just hold the office vacant.
But you still have to have this.
I move we eliminate the
It doesn't say you have, it
position
just
of
says,
secretary.
it just says it warrants a
He's
secretary,
talking.
but it doesn't say you have to have one. It doesn't say you have to have one, does it?
It says the officers of the COA shall consist
Okay.
of a chair, a vice chair, and a secretary. it says we will have a secretary. So it can't be someone who is not on our board. Sue is not on our board.
No, that's
So
why I said,
she-
we'll just hold it vacant.
We have to have minutes.
Still have to have minutes.
We have to have minutes.
I think what David is saying is, rather than eliminate the position, have the secretary position
Be
from
vacant.
the board be vacant,
Yeah.
and Sue could do the minutes. That way, if for any reason Sue left, or if for any reason it wasn't feasible for Sue to continue to do the minutes, then you would still have that position available to then fill.
I'm not sure technically whether that makes a difference. don't know, quite
Could we
frankly.
also vote to eliminate the position, and then if we need it, we can just reinstate it?
Well, that's what my thought was.
Either
I
way,
mean, that's
either way,
simple.
Either way,
you either leave it vacant, just don't nominate anybody, don't vote for anybody, and somebody said, well, somebody asked the position vacant right now.
but it says.
Or you can amend
You
it.
have it, it seems to imply if you have the
Well, let me
position,
finish
you
reading
have
it.
to fill it.
Maybe I need to finish reading this. Because the second statement is under 6.1.2. Officers of the council shall be elected at the annual COA meeting by a majority vote. And then they'll take office at the end of the June meeting. That has nothing to do with it. That's all it says. Secretary shall record the minutes of the COA meeting, and the Director of Elder and Human Services shall ensure that minutes are filed with the town clerk. So that's the only allusion. So.
What do you do if nobody volunteers to be secretary? What do you do if none of us say, I'm not doing it, I'm not doing it, I'm not doing it, I'm not doing it?
Well, then we have a problem because it says we will have a secretary and it is a duty.
Okay.
So we can't really, that's what's bothering me, I think. It is an obligation and it usually is a person, and many boards, it is a member of the board. I'm the secretary of the working space group because somebody has to do the job. So,
I don't think we can leave it vacant.
I don't think so
we-
either.
I think we have, based on that, regs that I've looked at as a state employee, it states you can't leave it vacant, that's what it's saying. I think our only option is
To
that
eliminate it.
somebody has to volunteer to do it, or we have to vote to eliminate it.
Right.
And if Sue Raymond is willing to take it on as part of her administrative duties, then she does it. If her capacity changes and she departs or something changes, then the board can go back and
Reinstate it.
reinstitute that position
That's
to
how,
the regulations.
that's how I see it.
That's the simplest way to do it.
And making it clear.
And
It makes
making
it clear. I agree.
I mean, it appears to be black and white, in my perspective, having done regulations for the state.
Mm-hmm.
That's the simplest way without
Right.
making it dirty.
Well, it needs to be clear. I mean, it leaves a gray area. Yes?
Question, who wrote the original regulations? Do those come down from the state or did we write them here?
No, they were local.
They're locally written and they were redone and actually they're going to be reviewed for other parts of them will be reviewed next month anyway by myself and Patty and Liz, and then brought back to the board if there's changes that need to be made then. But my point is, we need to appoint a nominating committee today. The nominating committee needs to know what offices they're looking to, or what positions they're looking to fill. And if it says right here, these are the offices of the COA. And so I just think it's clearer if we eliminate that office and just have two, a chair and a vice chair. And then if we need to reinstate it, we do it so later on.
So you're trying to accomplish two goals. To set a to determine a nominating committee with the task of getting a chair and a vice chair, and not worry about the secretary position if we as a board decide today to eliminate the
Correct.
secretary's position.
Well, it makes sense
And
to
make
me.
it easy. It does make sense.
It makes sense to me to do
Can I
that.
make a motion then that we
Yeah.
take a vote that we eliminate the position of secretary on the COA board? That's all that has,
Right,
that's all that has to be said,
I
right?
second.
and Bob already said that too, so,
I
yes.
second that.
Patty just did, thank you though, David. So,
Didn't hear it.
all right, is there any other further discussion before we take a vote then? Anyone? No. All right, it has been, I have a motion to eliminate the position of secretary on the COA board. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
I believe it's unanimous. So Maureen, did you vote? I'm sorry.
I did not vote.
You did not vote.
I did not vote.
Any abstentions?
Yes.
One abstention. Am I correct with the rest of you as far as voting? Any negative votes? I didn't ask that question. No, okay. All right, then we have eliminated the position of secretary. The minute, the rules and regulations will be corrected and brought back to the board again anyway, next month. All right? Just makes sense to me if we're going to be, we have this situation, you know, and if we have the help, and I think it's wonderful that Sue has experience in writing minutes for groups.
Has she been approached and she's agreeable to this?
Oh, yeah. So, she is the administrative assistant for Liz, and so Liz can,
Mhm.
manages her, so. Okay. Having said that, then we need a nominating committee, again, and that's 3 people who will be putting together a slate of officers for a chair and a vice chair to be brought back to our June meeting to be voted on for the officers for the next year.
I
So,
nominate Ann Lee Ellis.
Ann Lee Ellis has been nominated to be on the nominating committee.
I decline.
You do?
Oh, to be on the nominating committee? Oh, I thought you were nominating me for something. I'm saying, I don't want an office. I would be glad to be
You're
on the nominating committee.
You panicked her for a minute there, and me.
Scared me too. I was gonna say Maureen.
She said we needed 3 people on a nominating committee.
Well, and people can just volunteer, you don't have to be
Yeah.
nominated. Thank you, David's volunteering, and we have David and Ann Lee, and we need a 3rd person. Any other volunteers, or I will appoint somebody, because I have that authority.
I'll do it.
Maureen is doing it, all right.
Sorry about that, folks.
All right. So Ann Lee, David, and Maureen are the nominating committee. I think you did it last year, did you not?
I did.
All right, so you know what you're doing.
No,
You don't know what you're doing.
no, I'd like to have it spelled out again, just so we know.
All right. One of you should take the lead, or divide it up. You decide how you want to do this and contact the board members and see if anyone is interested in being chair or vice chair.
Okay,
And then you bring back, or see how people feel, and you bring it back to the board for a vote next month.
excellent, okay.
Now, you are the chair and Patty is the
The
vice chair.
chair,
Okay.
right now, yes.
All right,
Okay.
so we'll meet afterwards.
Are there any limitations? Did we put in any limitations on?
We have not, and that's something that we need to look at too, down the road. And that's, as I mentioned a few minutes ago, the rules and regulations need to be reviewed every year. And that might be something where Patty and Liz and I meet to set the agendas. I invite the vice chair because I think it's important that a vice chair knows what's going on, and if you're not part of setting an agenda, you can't know what's going on, really. so. But we were going to be taking a quick look at the rules and regulations and review them anyway between now and our meeting in June, and come back with anything that we felt needed to be changed and corrected or whatever, modified, and bring it back to you for consideration anyway, so we can do that. But thank you very much. That takes care of that whole issue of making sure we have a slate of officers for June. All right. Does that help you, David? Are you okay? No? Okay. Then I think we're done with item A.
Now, may I suggest that the nominating committee consider taking responsible role on the board in an upper level position?
What's that mean?
What does that mean?
Yeah.
Either the chair or the vice
That
chair.
means when you start calling the board, that you talk to yourself first about
Oh.
taking a position.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Don't call me to talk to yourself.
Yes, if you want a vice chair or chair, think about it.
Well, my personal feeling is that I would talk to myself, but I would also talk to you first, because I want to know whether
Exactly.
you wanted to continue in your position.
Well, you see, you also have to consider that my term is expiring. And I really have to consider re-upping.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to make that decision before I can make another decision.
Okay, well, think on it.
Oh, that's right. That's a complication. We have 2 board members whose terms are expiring.
Yes, Mary's term is also expiring.
And Patty's expires
So you
this year.
can't call her and you can't call me until we make a decision.
Okay.
So you have 2, 4, 5 people to call before you can call us. Unless Mary's made a decision.
Gotcha. Thank you for letting us
Okay.
know that.
Okay. I'm sorry. Yeah. In your manuals, it gives it the year the people's terms expires, and every year somebody's term expires, because it's staggered that way so that the board's never all
Completely new.
turning over. Yeah, so there is a list in the front. So if you're ever interested in knowing whose term is expiring next year, then take a look. So, all right.
Third Thursdays?
Yep, so now we can move on to Third Thursdays. Third Thursdays, everyone knows what the Third Thursday event is. And everyone also knows that as we were getting information out, and Liz so nicely put together the handout for town meeting. And if people were there, they should have hopefully received that handout explaining why it's so important that we have a senior center. I think that Liz is planning on being at the Third Thursdays, and also using that to help get information out to townspeople if they're there. Keeping that in mind, it would be nice to have one board member with her.
I'm sorry, I'm having a side conversation.
You'll go right ahead.
I was asking, are there any of those handouts left from town meeting?
Oh, do you know? No, I don't. You don't know? Where did we put them?
Pass them
I don't
along?
wanna lose those.
Diane
But
Crowley?
we'll try to find out. for
Okay,
you.
if there are, I can,
But because
cut off
I
the
know there
bottoms
were a
and use
lot
them.
left over, so you will be
Okay.
able to use them. Yeah,
Gotta find them.
but that's a good way, like we were saying, education,
mhm.
good place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we can hand it out on Third Thursdays. I think, Maureen, are you still doing this Third Thursday with me?
I am.
Thank you.
That's May 16th, right?
17th.
May
right?
16th.
16th.
16th? It's wrong
Is it
in my
this-
report.
I think it's the 16th.
It is.
This
Yeah.
Thursday?
This Thursday, yep. Okay, so Maureen is doing that. And if we share share the wealth, share the responsibility, I think the feeling is if it's, Liz and one board member, it should be adequate for covering it. So we're looking for volunteers for June 20th, July 18th, and August 15th. So I can't do July 18th. I know I have a family thing happening that weekend, which
I
might
can do
start.
June 20th.
And I can't, I was just gonna say I do that. I can do August 15th then. Mary's doing June
It
20th.
just leaves July.
July, we need somebody for July 18th.
Only down tentatively.
Patty, as if she re-ups.
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 I mean, I don't, usually I'm out of the country in July, but I might be out of season.
I think Nicole will be
Okay,
there.
now give me the
Two.
3 people.
Maureen in June.
No,
May.
I mean May, sorry, thank you. Mary P. June. Patty, tentatively.
That's what I said, tentatively.
I got it.
I'm getting old, it's hard to make decisions.
Is there anyone who could,
You're sharp.
My mind is sharp.
is there anyone who could back her up if she can't?
Nicole will also be at the third Thursdays doing Littleton Coalition Against Addiction, so I could always borrow her from that table if needed.
I'm doing
But I
another
always
table
welcome.
Every Thursday.
Every third Thursday?
Every third Thursday, I'm doing another table, so I can't do it.
Can you pick
Okay.
up one, David?
And I'm doing August,
All right, David said he could do the 18th.
the 18th. David?
Thank you.
Okay,
I'll send out reminder emails too.
okay,
Thank you.
good.
However, I'm coming.
I had
Do you
heard
know the
that,
weather?
I had heard that last week here.
Do you know the weather this week?
I haven't heard.
I
On
did look,
Thursday.
it looks like it's gonna be about 63 degrees,
No, that's
which
not
is
too
gonna be
bad.
really chilly,
Mhm.
considering. It did say there might be some
Showers.
Okay.
So you might want to ask the rec, as we have in the past, if they put a tent up for us.
Okay, great.
According to this weather, Thursday says 65 and partly sunny. I don't see any rain.
Oh, good.
Well, I
hope
might have looked
so.
at a different
No,
calendar.
I
Well,
know.
I know,
I know.
It's only Monday, you know how it is around here
It
in
could
New England.
change as,
Yes,
as
it
late
does
as
change.
Thursday.
And that's what I got too. I must have the same one.
Because it comes up on the.
Well, let's hope. No, it's a good opportunity to help get information out though, so.
Also to be visible so that people in the town know who's on the board.
Yes, do you have your ID badges yet?
No, I haven't. I had my picture taken, but I didn't get a badge.
Well, you might want to check down with Diane, because really we should, Mary's got, I don't have mine on, it's in my pocketbook today, but, yeah. It was Mary's idea, in that Cindy Napoli took this idea about the badges and flew with it, and got permission. Cindy Napoli went to work on it. It came up at the health fair last fall, and that's how it all started. So I really would encourage you, please, to make sure you get your ID badge, because that would be a perfect place to have that ID badge on.
Also, just an aside, it would also be really nice if somebody from the Friends once in a while was at one of those tables to show their building of the coffers, so to speak. You're volunteering and you're collecting money and stuff, which we can't do. You know, but if there were like
I agree.
things that, we could set up raffles or something like that.
We can't set up a raffle.
I know that. That's why I'm asking the Friends.
Oh.
That's why I'm asking the Friends to come into this thing so that they could, be offering maybe something of that sort or setting up something like that in the fall. But they could even be there to, kind of explain to some of the people that would be there, what had been going on and what they have done.
And what the Friends actually
Do.
Why don't they get, it would be nice if you had a
Table.
table. Get a table and have, that would be better.
Actually, it's interesting that Mary would say that, because I was sitting here waiting to say, to the end of whatever you were talking about, and saying that it wouldn't be a bad idea.
It would be, and even if we both could be under the same tent. Because that way, Well, no, but I mean, it's not impossible.
Or side by side or something.
side by
Yeah,
side.
I agree.
Yeah.
But it would be good, because it would help that if you had a separate table in a way, because people confuse the Friends
Right.
and the COA all the time. And there's nothing, it's just, people need to understand
Right.
and understand the work you people do. You do a lot of hard work fundraising. So, and people don't recognize that, I don't think,
Yeah,
is
well,
about
they
the
don't
Friends.
even realize that the
There's a
library
difference.
has the
Right.
Friends too. I mean, other organizations have to
Have-
have a Friends group.
And so it would help in maybe educating the public about the two groups. So that might, yeah.
So actually, you don't want to miss this opportunity.
Right,
That's right,
You don't
especially
want to
now.
miss it. This is where you can spend all summer. Well,
right.
3 days this summer, educating people. And you-
Yeah.
And also
True.
determining what you.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Yeah.
We're thinking.
It doesn't cost much to have a table, I don't think, does it? I don't think so.
No.
What about the tent?
I borrowed the tent from Parks and Rec.
If they don't have one for us, we have friends of the Friends.
We have connections.
The Friends are
We have
connected.
people.
I do have a suggestion to bring people to the tent or to the tables, is to have Mary make her chocolate chip cookies.
We'll see.
But Mary, we'll sell them.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's an
You know,
enterprise.
that could be done. But you have to be really nice to me.
Oh, gosh.
Any fundraising, see, they're always thinking, that group, so. That's good.
Okay.
All
I
right.
mean, even a raffle in the fall, that could be a really good thing, like.
But that's their job.
No, I understand that, but I'm just throwing this out there, you know,
Okay.
because there's a lot of things that could be raffled.
Your cookies?
More than that,
Yeah, we'd have to think about something really good.
yeah.
Well, you're
have
very
somebody on our
creative.
board,
You're very
Sharon
creative,
Corbin, who's
yeah.
good at getting good things for prizes.
And
so-
you're a very creative group.
She doesn't
so.
know it yet.
Yeah.
That's right.
All right. I guess we all agree. Third Thursdays are a great place to be visible for everybody involved in
Yeah,
this
yeah.
whole thing, yeah.
And it's
All right,
fun.
and it is, okay.
That's this week, right?
So thank you all for everyone who stepped up to helping out on a third Thursday. Anything else? Okay. Shall we move on to the Assistant Director's position update?
Okay. So exciting news, ever since March, we've been working on trying to get together the Assistant Director of Elder and Human Services position. I'm happy to announce that Nicole Lorenzen is going to be our Assistant Director, starting May 20th.
Nice.
Nicole can't be here today. She's in Worcester at the Mind Body Continuum Conference, which is a conference for mental health in older adults. So she's at that all-day conference today, but that's the good news.
That's
So she-
effective May?
May 20th. She will still be doing outreach in this interim while we're finding an excellent outreach worker, but very happy. Nicole has brought so much to the table. She's been instrumental in making Littleton Coalition Against Addiction happen, streamlining a lot of our processes inside the office, really revamping a lot of our programs, putting together many more programs than we have in the past year. So I'm very excited.
Now,
So if Nicole's doing that, then we'll be seeking a,
I think it'll be posted today. An outreach worker.
full-time?
Full-time outreach worker.
Now, when it's an outreach worker, what are their qualifications?
Bachelor's degree in sociology, psychology, related field, master's preferable, licensed social worker preferable, somebody with a lot of experience working in the community, at least 5 years in elder care specifically, somebody who knows what they're doing. A seasoned worker.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really exciting. All
I'm not
right.
sure how that happened without
Hmm?
posting and,
It was posted.
It was posted.
oh, it was posted?
Oh, yeah.
The assistant director
They
position.
had applications and then the selectmen.
Yep. I went to the personnel board first, then I went before the selectmen, and then it was posted
For all
for
of that
5
to
days.
happen.
Yep. Anthony signed off on it. HR signed off on it. It's
She's
official.
reported on it before.
Yep.
At these meetings, at our meetings.
No, I just didn't know that we had gotten that far. Last I knew, they were still fighting with the selectmen to get the.
Get me on the agenda.
Oh, yeah, that's, I remember
took a
that
while.
too, yeah. But once she got there, then it moved fast after. It seems as
Yep.
though it moved quick.
All
quickly.
within the past month.
Yeah,
Right.
so. That's great. Welcome, Nicole. That's very
Nicole.
exciting, yeah, so. All right. Anything else? Then we're down to reports. And Liz has a director's report.
Director's report. I already talked about Nicole. The outreach worker position is hopefully going to be posted today, both a physical posting here on the board and online. I already discussed the TRED donation, third Thursdays. I did want to share with everyone that I went to a really great conference called the Small and Rural Council on Aging Conference. That was in Sturbridge, and listened to a lot of great speakers and presentations, but one that really stuck out was the Tufts Health Plan Foundation. They do a lot of research on statistics for individual communities within Massachusetts, and they look at each specific town and they pull data from Medicare billing claims. So they put together a report for every single town in Massachusetts about all their specific statistics. So I'm going to pass this out to you, but it shows everybody over 65 who has had a stroke, diabetes, AFib, osteoporosis, what percentage of the Littleton community has that specific condition, all based on Medicare claims data, which is pretty accurate. So I thought that was really interesting. And part of their presentation was, how do you use this information, these statistics, to program at your center? So say Littleton has a really high rate of diabetes. What can you bring into your center to educate people better on how to manage diabetes, how to eat right, nutrition, things like that. So that's one thing I'm going to charge Nicole with when she is up and running, is really tailoring some of our programming, not the fun stuff. The fun stuff will be a separate category, but the educational component of what we do. How can we follow this guide with the Littleton data and really kind of pinpoint what the community needs and how to address it?
Okay.
And Marge already handed one.
I need
Yeah,
to
you did, I
Just,
remember.
and I can print them out for you, 'cause it's really.
You have two wrong dates here on the third Thursday.
Oh,
She
yeah,
knows.
they're all of
She
them wrong.
corrected them.
Okay.
Yeah, I copied and pasted from the email, so they must have from last year. Probably. Sometimes I'm a little tired.
Happens.
Yep. So that conference was great. The other thing I wanted to mention, so Kathy Shelp was here last month, and she's so inspirational. She just is everything that you want to be when you are a Council on Aging director. So I'm really kind of taking a lead from her and following her direction and trying to set up some focus groups. So Kathy did a lot of focus groups in her community when she was doing some strategic planning and also trying to figure out what people want for their center, what do they want inside it, what do they want for programming, what's their attitudes about certain things. So I'm in the very beginning stages of trying to put together some focus groups and trying to reach people who, not the people in this room, because we've discussed it at length. I want to reach the people who don't come to the center, who are under 60 in that 50 to 59 range. So I'm going to be putting some ads out in the Action Unlimited, posting some things, say at Starbucks, trying to get people in to hear what they think, what they see, what their vision is, and then taking all that data and using that for some strategic planning for the next 3, 5, 10 years. Because we have tons of ideas, but we don't really have a set plan. So that's where I'm headed. So stay tuned for more info on that.
That's great.
Yeah. I found some old things on strategic planning, but I think it's already past that time when the strategic plan
Yeah.
was made. So we need a direction. Ton of programs coming up, some really exciting things for the end of the year. We have a flower arranging class coming in. We have a Swarovski crystal bracelet making class coming up. The drum circle has been rescheduled, and that individual will definitely show up this time to lead that.
What is drum circle?
National,
I don't remember.
I'm sorry?
I'm sorry, what is drum circle?
A drum circle is a mind-body experience. So you're actually in a physical circle with a group of people. You all have a drum. You're moving, your body's moving, you're getting into a rhythm. It's almost like a meditative experience. And it's like a guided experience too. So the leader will be drumming and you're either following or doing your own thing. And it's
Is this being done
relaxing.
by Indian Hill?
No, this is Life Care of Neshoba Valley putting this on for us.
Indian Hill used to do that. I used to come over to the agency that I ran
Mm-hmm.
and work with the special needs people doing exactly that.
Yeah, it's something you can tailor to a lot of different groups. They do, I think this individual does it at corporate places too, to kind of do some team building, like build a rhythm together. So it's really fun and relaxing. Let's see, National Donut Day is the first Friday in June, and Donalds was nice enough to donate some donuts to us. So we'll have a donut and coffee hour too. So we have some fun things coming up. As far as statistics, things are pretty steady. Rides are slowly creeping back up. Luckily, we have Sam Palmer, who came back on as our on-call van driver, so he can fill in for vacations and when people are out sick. So we're really staffed well in transportation right now. We're staffed so well that I'm thinking about meeting with Mart and trying to discuss the possibility of potentially running a third van certain days of the week. So that is in the works too.
Nice.
Lots going on,
I guess. A lot is going on.
just a little bit.
Just, well, yeah. Wow.
Can I answer this question?
Sure.
I received a flyer, all of you probably did, from the National Littleton Historical Society, talking about last Saturday, that they had a Littleton van, a Littleton bus,
Right.
taking around to all the historical sites. I didn't know Littleton had a bus.
I don't know whose bus they
They
borrowed.
used the school bus the last time they
Yeah.
did it.
Yeah.
I wish we had known about it sooner, so we could have helped them advertise.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. But I'm glad they did reach out when they did, so now we know they do this.
Yeah, they do that once a year.
Yeah.
It's a
But
shame
they've
that
used
it
a
wasn't
school bus
publicized.
before.
That's right.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, the school bus, you can't see that much because you can't see over the seats are high.
Oh.
You can only see out the windows and you don't get out, so if you had a different type of bus, I don't know about the vans, I mean,
Potentially.
If it was
Depends how
today,
many
maybe
people.
yeah.
Then,
It's a
yeah.
Saturday.
Oh.
'Cause I enjoyed it, I mean, it was
Oh, you
really
went?
great because I didn't know that much about Littleton. This was probably,
Maybe we ought to do
Was it
one as a
when-
program,
yeah,
have the Historical Society do it as a program
4
for
years
us.
ago had to be.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
And charge $100 a person.
No, pass the hat. I'm hooked on that. I have one with me today, everyone.
Let's see, I think that's about everything. Another really fun program that will be coming up is Jack Whalen is a nurse in the community, and he does a lot of programs around, but he has a specialty in archangels and connecting to archangels in a meditative experience. So he's going to come do a program with us, learning about all the different archangels, which I thought was really
Wow.
different. So that'll be coming up probably July, and he'll do it again in the fall. But something different. That's about it.
Any more music programs, like in the afternoon, Ramblin' Richard was one that used to come?
I haven't.
Is that,
I haven't booked anybody lately, but I can add that to my agenda. Look at.
because he was really good.
Yeah.
I think who he
Yeah, it's been a while.
was. Been a while, yeah.
Yeah, I think he was here last July.
Would you
They
pass?
had a group that came to the Memory Cafe at
Give
the
that-
Baptist Church, and these women were amazing. I can't remember what their name was.
The last group?
Yes.
What
Yeah.
are they? Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember.
They're from a senior center and they
Was
just
it wasn't
go
the
around.
Acton Choral Group, was
No,
it?
no, they're from in near Boston more.
But they were
But I can get
really amazing. They were. And they came and they had sing-along, so it was really good for people to be
Yeah.
able to join in and older songs.
We had the Acton Choral Group lined up to come. It was either a month or two ago, which is a 13-person group, but we only had about 3 people sign up, so we canceled it. So I wasn't sure if it was the timing or if it was people just weren't interested in music things right now.
Sometimes it's the date or the
Dates,
time.
yeah. I had to work on their schedule when all 13 were available, but I'll definitely start looking into more music things too.
There's also a, from the Groton nursing home, I can't remember the name of it right now.
Riverview.
Riverview. They have a wonderful music program. I actually happened to be visiting somebody at Littleton Life Care, and they were putting on a program there, and it was a woman and a young gentleman, a sing-along type thing, and it was really very nice.
I'll look into it.
Kathy must know about that, probably, maybe out
Hmm.
in her neck of the woods, Kathy Chef.
And
Are we doing anything to deal with younger seniors, to offer things specifically for younger seniors? We've
It's all-
talked about this, and I'm not
Yeah.
sure exactly what I'm saying, except that there must be some things that would appeal to younger seniors, which we're not doing because they're not
Right.
obviously coming. And they're not coming to the older programs, but they're, it's a way to get them involved somehow as they progress,
Pull them in.
and we all progress. You will be one of us.
Yes, yeah. So we recently added ping pong and pickleball, which I'm hoping will draw in some younger folks. We had a really, really fun time on
Will
last
they be
Friday
available
playing.
when younger seniors are available?
Potentially, we'll see. We had a good group for pickleball on Friday. Also, I know a lot of people are interested in financial planning things, setting up estates. So I'll look at having some more of that, maybe in the evenings.
The other
To
thing
try to
too-
reach that group.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, is as you are getting ready for Social Security. We went out the other night and there was this whole big conversation on, do you have to sign up for Social Security? And we're saying, yes, you do. You don't have to take it, but you do have to sign up. And I think that sometimes people don't understand what the policies are. But maybe if someone from Social Security could come in the evening and do, like a question and answer, about claims or opening a claim but not using it, or the other thing is, if you lose a spouse or you get divorced, about how that works, just so that that kind of information could be available to people.
That's a great idea. Yeah, I'd love to do more evening stuff. It's just
Don't bring up the
staffing.
one about divorce though, because people get ideas.
Well, if the seed is already in your head.
And some of them are already divorced anyway, Bob.
I know, but
They're
not me.
already there.
I want my wife's mind to be clean.
I don't think Ella's leaving you now.
Nicole's report is attached, if anybody's interested in looking at the specific data. Durable medical equipment has just been booming. Everyone's coming in looking for equipment. We had a senior tax worker come in, Avelino Manano. He came in and he organized our whole closet downstairs of all our medical equipment, and then we're gonna have somebody come do an inventory for us.
Is a lot of it getting used?
You wouldn't believe how many. Nicole's not here today. This morning, going up and down those stairs, looking for canes, walkers with a seat that comes down and flips back up. It's a good chunk of the day every day doing that. I didn't even realize how often Nicole was going up and down.
And the other thing too is like putting out on the website or on Facebook for people who have this kind of equipment and no longer need it. And,
May be willing to do it.
well, it used to be that you could donate it to the light department, and then when the light department stopped holding all of that in equipment, Tina said she didn't have space for it. So a lot of it
There
wasn't
is no
coming.
space.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Well, and you
Oh,
have to be
donut
very,
space.
very careful about that too. I mean,
Yeah.
as a therapist who's worked in that area, and
That's what I was saying this morning to somebody.
and you gotta be very careful what you disperse, because a lot of equipment has to be fitted to the person, and you just
Right.
can't hand it out, or you're liable for a lawsuit.
Mhm.
And there is then disposal, sometimes people are just looking to get rid of things,
Right.
and you end up, and you have to pay somebody to come and remove it, and it costs the town money.
wow, I didn't even
So
realize
the
that.
VA stopped accepting things just because of that. The cost was so great. We used to have people bring in wheelchairs that were old and you couldn't reissue, and then the VA would have to pay to have them taken away and removed.
Yeah.
So it's not such, it's a very gray area, and you need to be, people
Right.
need to be very careful about it. Even splints, you can't just
No.
hand out a splint to somebody because you don't know
Oh,
what
yeah.
the diagnosis
But I mean,
is.
I know when I had my knee replaced, we got
walker?
we got a walker, but we also got the slower. We got the shower slide, so that you could get on the seat and then slide over.
But then again, you need to know what the physical problems are of the person that's going to be using it. Is it a slide seat that is appropriate, or is it something else that is appropriate inside of the tub? That takes a professional determination by a therapist. No single person should ever make that judgment call that isn't trained. I'm just speaking from experience as a therapist.
So the home health nurse who comes couldn't do that, or the physical therapy that comes to
PT
the
or
house?
OT,
PT,
they can do it.
Yeah.
They can determine, but the point is, you can't, a place like this can't,
Recommend something.
and can't collect all this stuff hoping that you're gonna find a home for it someday, too, you know,
Right.
in storage. So it's a very difficult, thing. But I will say that Littleton has a very good reputation. I know when I was in rehab with my knee being done, I was told by the therapist that I was working with that Littleton has a great reputation of always helping their residents get things, so. But you have to be careful. It's not the type of thing where anybody should just, drop something off, and that happens sometimes. People will drop off a wheelchair and leave it outside of the building.
Yeah.
Well, you see them even
Don't leave
like
a
at
potty
the
chair
transfer
outside my
station.
office.
You'll see, shower chairs and all that stuff, and
Bedside commodes,
Yeah.
and that's really not sanitary to do either.
you
so-
bleach them out, but,
Well, I
Would
know.
Littleton House take any of that?
I don't believe they can, they do either, because it's a problem. It really is.
They have doctors and nurses there.
yeah, but they all also probably have all of that stuff.
Their own
Bring it in through
patient,
their
yeah.
insurance.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times you can get the walkers and stuff through your insurance, so.
But, yeah, it's a difficult area. It is. All right,
Good.
so we have concluded our reports.
Move we go.
How about
accept the
number
report.
8?
We're not there yet, Mary.
Oh, okay.
Move that we accept the reports.
I have a
Second.
motion seconded to accept the reports. All those in favor? Aye. We're good to go. Now, Mary, any other business that may properly come before the board? Did you have a question about that?
Well, next month, June, my term ends
Mm-hmm.
on the board, and I'm not renewing it. I gave you a copy of my first COA appointment by the selectmen, and it's July 1, 1987.
God
So
bless
I
you.
think I have been here a long time, and I've gone through many progress.
Gone through hell, Mary. And you've done a great job.
But I am not going to renew my,
Oh, Mary, we will miss you.
thank you.
Need
Thank you.
retirement.
We will.
Thank you for your
Great.
service.
Thank you.
That is a long time.
It was a needed service,
It was.
and I was glad I could do it.
Thank
But I
you.
think you need to get someone in with young ideas and energy to stir up things a little more.
Just give me that, don't do that.
We do need,
I can't do that.
we,
I need to rest.
well, there is a lot going on. You're right. There's a lot going on and we do need help. So,
It's 87, that's enough.
yeah, that's a while. That's a while. So, and I don't remember, we don't get a card like this anymore, I don't think. She's
No,
showing me that
Mary
card.
Corey signed this little.
Mary
that's a
Corey,
copy of
right.
My card, yeah.
Not Diane, Mary.
Wow.
So,
There's a couple of the programs, I used to be secretary at one time, and I had a couple of the programs happen to be on the sheet, so I left it there. It was for tax assistance
yeah, I see
and
that.
so forth,
I
yeah.
wondered why you sent this down to me. I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, why is she sending this to me? So,
I have much that I haven't gone through, and I don't know what I'm going to do with it all, but if I think there's anything you could use, I'll bring it in.
well, thank
You can
you.
discard it.
Well, you'll be here next month, though.
I'll be here next month.
Okay.
yes.
When is it, 1987?
Seven.
Seven.
Yep. July
Time
1.
goes by.
July
goes
1,
by,
1987. Jonathan Vanier.
Wow.
Wow, chairman.
Yeah.
At that time, I know him.
I think we all did.
I think so.
Apothecary, right?
Who
Huh?
was chairman?
It's an apothecary.
Jay
Yes.
Vanier.
Jay Vanier.
Oh, yeah.
I just seen his name. It's it's kind of covered up here, but I just caught that. Wow. How about that? Yes, he was a very well-known pharmacist in town.
I've
Down.
been fortunate to have the opportunity.
Well, Mary, you've done a great job. You really have.
We've been fortunate to have you.
Yes. So, and I understand.
I will never stay around that long.
I know.
Never, never.
No, so.
It's a long time.
It is a long time, yes. So, Littleton has,
Changed quite a bit.
I'm
since-
sure you've seen a lot of changes, but they benefited, I'm sure, too. So,
We'll
Lot
have
of
a little party
changes.
next week.
yeah, we will.
Marge,
Yes,
under any other business, the openings, it didn't, you talked
we
about
have
there
two,
is-
we do. Yes, now, actually, thank you. It's any other business coming before the board, and Mary just did announce to us that she is not reapplying for a position on the board. So to people that are watching, even if you're not interested and but you know somebody that might be interested in joining us, we have 2 vacancies now that will need to be filled.
The doctor, is he,
We have that vacancy, and we will have a vacancy that you will.
he did retire.
Right.
And
No,
I
no.
will let you know in a couple of days.
And Patty will be making up her mind. So we know of 2 vacancies now. So people watching, paying attention, please, if you know of someone, mention it to them. People can come in, come to a meeting, ask questions, learn more about what we do and what's involved. You can get an application from Diane Dickerson in the Selectman's office or Mary,
No, you
Diane
can't-
Crory.
You can't,
Downstairs.
because when I talked to Marilyn, she said she had to go online. Diane said, I don't have to.
Oh, really?
So.
So all you have to do is go online then. Thank you,
That's what
Mary.
she said today.
Thank
so.
you. So go online and there's an application and you can just transmit it electronically then, I would
There was
imagine.
a list in the newspaper which listed all of the openings of the boards and so forth, and it did say there will be 1 and they didn't know about Mary, one distinct opening and the possibility of 2 people who will be renewing this year, so it has been posted too.
It was
supposed to be.
posted at the town meeting, on the
Yes, it
scrolling
was.
screen.
It was supposed to, unfortunately, my subscription to the Independent ran out and I didn't get it in fast enough and they cut me off, but it's in the mail, it's been in the mail, or they must have it by now, so I should be back up receiving it soon, but. So, but I understand it was going to be, they have to post it, the vacancies in the paper. Yeah. But we would encourage people to think about coming in and at least exploring what it's all about. It's a great time to be involved. There's housing issues and space issues that are very important.
And if anyone has questions, they can come in and talk to
Yeah.
me, to
Call
Nicole,
the-
to Sue.
Call the
any of
office.
us.
So,
It was very interesting dealing with the lawyers. I used to get the tax people from Boston and Fitchburg, the state and the federal. I used to get the college professor down there to come. It's a good experience, very good.
well, you've served well,
Thank you.
that's for sure.
Thank you.
All right. If there is no other business to come before the board.
I move we adjourn.
Second. It's been moved and seconded that we adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.